Wahahahahaha. What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be taking a look at an Orzhov Knights deck, and the main reason I wanted to try this out was Basri's Lieutenant. I managed to pick up 4 copies of it from Core Set 2021, and I gotta say, I'm loving the card. I'm loving what it brings to the table. If only all my creatures could enter with a +1/+1 counter, I'd be a happy lad, but alas, it cannot be. So why do I sound like I'm from the 1800s? Anyways, thanks everybody for watching this video today. We're going to be hopping into this. If you're enjoying the content, please be sure to watch all the way through the matches, get the pro tips, and then there at the end we're going to be going through the sideboard over here for other options you can play within the deck. So yeah, Basri's Lieutenant, Vigilance, Protection from Multicolored. It comes in as a 3/4. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and whenever Basri's Lieutenant or another creature you control, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, dies, then you get to create a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance. So it's kind of like the white version of Questing Beast, and the fact that it has so much text there on the card that they actually had to make it super tiny and shrink it to where you almost can't read it. But the nice thing is it protects you sort of against board wipes, right? It gives you an answer. If your creatures have a +1/+1 counter on it, then you get to create, 2 or 3 2/2 White Knight creature tokens with Vigilance, which is really, really good. Not to mention that comes down as a 4 mana card that already has protection from the 3 mana Teferi. It's really awesome, actually. Vigilance just makes it, again, all the better. So we're going to be pairing this card up with interesting combos like Knight's Charge, 3 mana for this enchantment that reads whenever a knight you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then for 8 mana you can sacrifice Knight's Charge and return all knight creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pair that with a cheeky little Corpse Knight or 2, maybe 3, right? Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. So obviously you have the ability with Knight's Charge plus Corpse Knight to just sort of chip your opponent down, and if you get to the 8 mana and you bring back 2 Corpse Knights plus a whole lot of other knights, then that can be the Wombo combo to finish them off. Speaking of Wombo combo, if that wasn't enough, anyways, we have Worthy Knight. Whenever you cast a Knight spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token. So you have Corpse Knight down that reads whenever another creature enters the battlefield, blah blah blah, deal damage. You play Corpse Knight, you play Worthy Knight, and then for the rest of the game, all the other knights you cast are dealing 2 damage with Corpse Knight. 1 for the knight, 2 for the little 1/1 that's entering the battlefield. And then again, you have Knight's Charge to swing in and chip them down either further. So this deck is great at just whittling your opponent down. You don't have to have bigger creatures. You can have more creatures. You can have more defenders. You can have more attackers. And whenever your attackers die, if they have a +1/+1 counter, thanks to Basri's Lieutenant, you're getting a creature that could be even bigger, or better in some manner. Ooh. Almost smacked the mic off there. That would have been terrible. Anyways, other cards to help with this combination, this awesome little interlooping of knights and other cards. We have Unbreakable Formation. I did try out Basri's Solidarity, which is a 2 mana instant speed, allows you to give +1/+1 to all your creatures. I think Unbreakable Formation is just better. Honestly, it's 3 mana, gives them Indestructible and Vigilance for the turn as well, and the +1/+1 counter. It's hard to beat Unbreakable Formation, but Unbreakable Formation is a rare that is rotating, so if you don't feel like spending wild cards on Unbreakable Formation, which is perfectly understandable, then Basri Solidarity is a nice little change up. We'll get into that into the wrap up. Down here in the lower end, we have Venerable Knight to help boost up your other knights, as well as being a 1 mana 2/1 means it's a solid body that's going to be dealing damage early. And again, this deck is all about getting in the damage, here and there, little by little. So next up, we have Knight of the Ebon Legion, an awesome knight. You can pour mana into it and it gets really big, or, if you're dealing enough damage, then it just gets really big all on its own. You have multiple of them down, and then they all get really big, and then you have this little 1 mana card that's swinging in for 6 points of damage, and your opponent's screaming that it's unfair. Tempered Veteran is another new card. It's interesting. It's a 2 mana 1/2, not great stats, but for 1 mana you can tap it and put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature that has a +1/+1 counter on it already. So if you have a Knight of the Ebon Legion down, you've paid for it, it's got a counter. Now you can just build those counters for 1 mana over and over and over again. Same thing if you used Unbreakable or your Basri Solidarity, you can add counters. It was mostly there for me to see how well it worked out. Honestly, I think you have better options as far as knights go, but it's interesting and it's only an uncommon. It's rotation proof, so you know, for those of you who want it, there it is. Worthy Knight, we spoke about this. It's awesome. It's 2/2, not great, but creating, you know, multiple little 1/1s. Sign me up. Black Lance Paragon, awesome card. 2 mana for a 3/1 already. Sign me up. Not to mention that it has flash and can give a target knight death touch and lifelink. And it can give itself these abilities as well. So if you don't have any other ones down, you can flash it in, give it death touch, lifelink, and use it as a solid blocker. It's a fantastic card, and it's rotation proof. So it's literally everything you want in a card. I highly recommend if you're going to play knights, Black Lance Paragon. Speaking of awesome knights, Smitten Swordmaster, it's a lot cheaper. 2 mana for this 2/1. It is rotation proof, and it has the 1 mana sorcery adventure. You gain X life, and each opponent loses X life. Whoops, where X is the number of knights you control. This is awesome because obviously you're trying to flood the board with knights, and I found this alone. You have 2 copies of it. You have 5 knights down. That's 10 damage. And even if you're not killing your opponent, you're healing 10 points of damage, which is crucial against aggro, and just in general allows you to, you know, swing more often, make some trades that you normally wouldn't make. And then it itself comes down as a 2/1 with lifelink, so it also gives you more life there. Of course, that we've talked about. Acclaimed Contender. I made a mistake with this myself. Make sure you have another knight on the battlefield before you go to play this card. Because otherwise it's just a 3 mana 3/3, which isn't fantastic. But if you have another knight down, you get to look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal a knight, aura, equipment, or legendary artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest into the bottom of your library in a random order. Now the nice thing about this is it's a 3/3 for 3 mana, but it's a knight, so it's going to proc your knight's charge, and it's going to proc your worthy knight and all that good stuff. You know, circle, loyalty. Doesn't have anything to do with it. Oh, it'll make it cost less. There you go. That's what I say. It has something to do with it. But it also allows you to draw a card, which means you can play this and then get another knight to replace this in case it dies, right? Unbreakable, again, going to keep your stuff alive, give everything +1/+1 counters, which is great for the Basri's Lieutenant. Murderous Rider is great removal, 3 mana for the destroy target creature or planeswalker. You only lose it 2 life, and thanks to things like Knight's Charge and Smitten Swordmaster, you should be perfectly fine on life. Not to mention this card, when it comes down as a creature, also has lifelink. Basri's Lieutenant we've talked about. Cavalier of Night, it's a solid card. Again, it's rotating and it's a mythic, so if you don't have it, don't worry about it. When it enters battlefield, you can sacrifice another creature, which typically is going to be one of those little 1/1s you made from Worthy Knight. Destroy a target creature an opponent controls, and then whenever this card dies, you can return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So again, if you already have a knight down, you return Acclaimed Contender. It allows you to draw out a card, and now you're really able to rebuild your board state rather quickly, even if you didn't have the Basri's Lieutenant down, right? Last but not least, the Circle of Loyalty, 6 mana for this legendary artifact that reads this spell costs 1 less to cast for each knight you control. Obviously, if you have down 4 knights, it only costs 2 mana. That's awesome. Furthermore, creatures you control get +1/+1, so it's going to boost all of those things. You know, Knight of the Ebon Legion now a 2/3, Corpse Knight's now a 3/3. It's pretty awesome. Furthermore, whenever you cast a legendary spell, create a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance. I don't think we're actually playing any legendaries, so you know, there's that. But it's there if you want it. And then for 4 mana, you can tap it and create a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance. So again, if you're getting board wiped, this is a great way to keep creatures on the battlefield and keep the pressure up against your foe. Now that's going to pretty much do it for the deck tech breakdown. I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to watch all the way through, get the pro tips, and again, make sure you're getting the deck tech wrap up in case you don't have some of these cards. Those cards are going to be a little bit cheaper, maybe better competitive, maybe just more fun. All right, without further ado though, on into the matches. We're just going to call you Q, and we keep these hands. We keep these hands for sure. Do we get to go first, or does the opponent get to go first? I'm getting hungry. I know that has nothing to do with the game, but you know. You can't pass up Murderous Rider. They're way too good. Way too good. Leave it alone, leave it alone! You motherfucker. Oh well. That much closer to the Cavalier of Nights, I guess. Oh, if you control another knight, you fool, Chance. You absolute fool. That's fun. Fear the Acclaimed Contender. Mwahahaha. Smitten Swordmaster. I don't really see a point to playing down the Murderous Riders when I can use them to, you know, murder stuff. Interplanar Beacon. It's a Sultai Super Friends. Yeah, generally when you click Resolve All, you do mean Resolve All, but I guess in full control the game just sort of breaks down, doesn't know what to do, huh? Don't ask me why I went in full control anyways. Kill him!
I have other obligations.
We still have a solid hand here too. Elder Gargaroth. Why am I not surprised? Could have also used Black Lance Paragon there. Extinction. Hitting me with the odds. Sure. Give me the Lieutenant. Up to 5 mana. Ooh. Good old Euro. Alright, opponent's down to 9. What do you got for me, Q? Is it the Yugen? No, because they're escaping their Euro. Oh, they needed the blue mana, right, because they have the interplanar beacons. That's a little bit of a yikes. Alright. We can deal 7 points of damage here. We might have lethal though come next turn if I just Cavalier of Night him. Nice. One of the worser things you could use your Spark Double on, but you know. I enjoy the fact that we are not the only ones playing Spark Double Elder Gargaroth. Obviously we're not playing it right now, but you just leave that Basri's Lieutenant alone. They actually can't really swing it with Euro so long as we have the Lieutenant, right? Mm-hmm. It's an Azusa deck. Another Basri's Lieutenant. Yikes, that's hard to convince me not to do. I know we need to do the Cavalier, but... It's looking solid though. Our opponent's basically down to top decking. Playing as many Euros as they can. Thankfully they never saw the Yugen. That's a GG. Nice. Is it GG? Ah, off by 2. Ah, smitten. So we could have had him there had I not played the Worthy Knight. The Worthy Knight was flashy. Right, because you just Cavalier, you can sacrifice like the Tempered Veteran, and then Smitten Swordmaster makes up for that damage plus more. So, ooh, they're trying their little hearts out, huh? Playing as many Euros as possible. Nice. Actually, we already said GG. I was about to say nice, but then that seems kind of cocky. So, anyways, Orzhov Knights lining them up, knocking them down. Clock or Klook or C Look. We'll call you Klook. Sure. Another mono red deck? Don't do it. Don't do it. Wait, why would you not attack there? I'm so very confused. That's fine though. Your loss, my gain. Holy crapola. Look at the number. Why are you not attacking? No, I'm good, bruh. You just keep building up your army. So we're murderous riding them, right? Such a very odd game we have here. Okay, I see now. I see. Alright. I do love me some Orzhov Knights though. I love Worthy Knight. Any creatures that can create other creatures fairly easily, sign me up. Really? Yeah, that just seemed like a bad play. I want to get the most bang for my buck out of my smittens, so we'll just take it nice, easy, and slow. Still can't really swing in because they do have the first strikers, so you know they can always just double up the first strikers. Good old Torbran. Good old Torbran. I think this is what I want. Wahahahahaha. Take that, Mono Red. Ashitazen? We're just gonna call you Ash, alright? For the sake of me butchering your name, more than likely, we'll just stick to something I know. So it's probably a... Oh, wow. All three Temple of Silence. Sure. Give me another night. So it's probably a Cavalcade deck that we're up against here. Steamkin. Yeah. Yep. Getting in the good stuff. Getting in the fun stuff. Huh. We might as well go ahead and get Corpse Knight down. Then we can start playing these Knight of the Ebon Legions and whatnot. Don't shock me. Don't go shocking my night. Do 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 do. Even if I try. Y'all know the song. Hey, it's Krenko. Krenko Haste. Oh baby. Oh baby. That's lovely. You'll love to see. What the actual fuck? We just drew 4 Temple of Silences. That's the nuts. That's the absolute nuts. I'm gonna keep the Murderous Rider on top because we're about to use one Murderous Rider to fuck up their Krenko. As much as I support and endorse Krenko players, I really do. We can't let it happen. All right, Ash. Show me what you got. Hit me with the Moneymaker. Hit me in the Moneymaker, I guess, not with the Moneymaker. That's like a headbutt, right? You hitting someone with your face. Well, super happy with my decision to block there, given they just Bone Crusher Gianted my creature anyways. We're going low. We're playing a little game of Limbo. How low can we go before we die? The answer is probably right here, actually, because if we Murderous Rider, we're going down to 8. We're also not getting anything else on the board, which means they can swing in with the rest of what they have. Which I think is lethal. I think it is. I think it will be the lethals. I mean, it's a pipe dream, but... think that's a GG. Let's see. We're down to 8. We can block 4. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Ah. By 1. Well, 2 technically, right? Because we need to be at +1 to not die. Whatever. Alright, Ash. You ready for a round 2? Oh, God. Alright, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I want the Tempered Veteran so I can just keep putting counters on the Murderous Rider. But I can't. Wish I could, but I can't. Get the Swamp, that way we can get down the Murderous Rider on curve. Yep, good old mono red. Ooh, Knight's Charge is actually really good for us because it allows us to gain life, so don't shock it. Don't shock my Knight. Whatever you do. Is this just whenever a Knight? It is just whenever a Knight. Okay. So is Ash the one playing the Krenko deck? Is that this person? Makes no sense to be to not block there. Oh, thank God. They hit the shock after that. Now, the unfortunate thing is that means that shock is going to be killing our Worthy Knight. Like, hands down for sure. For sure, for sure. What else do they have? A Runaway Steamkin. Alright. So they shock my Knight. Probably get down Steamkin. If they can hit a land. Oh, fuck. Alright. Shock. Yep. Can't afford to swing in. That's nice. Yeah. Let's do it. Argument could be made to put it on itself, but I want to be gaining some life. Boom. Take that, mono red. Haha. What if they have a lava cool? That'd be unfortunate. 2 shocks. Scorching Dragonfire plus a shock. Bone Crusher plus a shock. There's a ton. There's a ton. That's fine. Even if I don't get the... Okay, beautiful. I was going to say, even if I don't get the 2/2 Knight back from Basri's Lieutenant, I think having a 3/4 Murderous Rider is actually better. The lifelink is invaluable. Claim. Claim in a deck that doesn't appear to have any interaction with Claim. Like... Seems a little odd. We'll see though. We shall see. They might have a fling. That would hurt my heart. If they fling my Murderous Rider into my Basri's Lieutenant. Ultimate disrespect. They don't. They don't do it. They have mercy. I really want the Knight's Charge. Oh, don't you go playing that. I was just going to make a point about you. I really like the Knight's Charge because it keeps us healthy, but... Oh, Ash! What's the matter? Oh boy, I can't even make it to the intro. Outro, whatever it is. You made it all the way through the matches. Thank you. first and foremost, give yourself a pat on the back, and then leave a like down below if you did enjoy all the content. Comment if you have any suggestions on this video, future videos, past videos. Subscribe if you want to see more, and hit that bell icon that pops out afterwards. Hop over to twitch.tv/Dr. Spilkin. Toss a follow if you want to see us play these decks live. And last but not least, hop down into the description and follow us on Discord. So, awesome. There we go. Knocked it out of the park. On to the deck tech wrap up. These cards over here that are either a little bit cheaper or will give you a little bit more bang for your buck, right? So if you're maintaining the Orzhov Knights, you don't want to split into Mardu. If you do, we have some suggestions. Fabled Knight is another great 1-mana knight, and this kind of allows you to almost go into using Lucky Clover. I was trying to think of the name, Lucky Clover, because if you use Fabled Knight, Order of Midnight, and you already have Smitten Swordmaster, there's 3 creatures with adventure spells on them, which Lucky Clover 2 mana allows you to double cast your adventure spells. You know, 2 times Smitten Swordmaster's 5 damage is 10 damage with 1 cast of 1 mana card. It's insane value. Not to mention you could be drawing 2 cards with Fabled Knight. Yes, you're losing 2 life, but you know, drawing 2 cards in the moment where you really need it is usually worth that 2 life. Not to mention you're getting a 1/1 death touching knight down as well. It's pretty awesome. And same thing, Order of Midnight, being able to return target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, being able to return 2 target creature cards can really help if your board gets wiped. So there's this certain little combo in Orzhov Knights about going aggro and then being able to refill your hand and your board to where it doesn't matter that you're getting board wiped, right? Anyways, outside of that, there is Basri Solidarity, which I'd mentioned in the deck tech breakdown. If you don't have Unbreakable Formation, this is an This is an uncommon. It's not instant speed, but sorcery. You get to boost everything up. You know, for 2 mana, I think that's worth it. Liliana's Standard Bearer. If you're wanting to get some kind of other exchange out of your creatures dying, and you don't want the Midnight Reaper because Midnight Reaper is going to rotate. This is great. You know, enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control. Basically, come turn 4, and your opponent's obviously holding mana for that board wipe. You'll just hold mana for this up. All your stuff will die. You'll flash this in. You'll have a 3/1 on the board. You'll also get to draw cards. You know, it should allow you to get back in the game, or rather finish it off, right? Midnight Reaper, if you already have it, I do think it's better than Liliana's Standard Bearer, but that's just because you don't have to save mana in order to activate it at the exact right time. You just sort of throw it down and it draws you cards passively, right? So whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Midnight Reaper deals 1 damage to you and you draw a card. Awesome sauce. And now if you're going into Mardu Knights, I highly recommend Tournament Grounds. I didn't use it here because we have the Knight's Charge and the Unbreakable and the Circle of Loyalty, and I didn't want the chance of not being able to cast those because of Tournament Grounds, so I just decided, you know, we'll just skip it for right now, whatever. But honestly, Tournament Grounds, it's fantastic in most all Knight decks, even in 2-color Knight decks. It's only uncommon, so if you're having a little bit of trouble, you don't have the Fabled Passage or the Temple of Silence or whatever, Tournament Grounds, it's fantastic. Now, if you are going into Mardu Knights, obviously Fervent Champion is a strong, awesome 1-drop that can boost itself up. It has First Strike and Haste, so, you know, it's really good at getting in there and dealing that damage. Rimrock Knock allows you to boost up the damage that you're dealing, also get down to 3/1. And again, if you're playing with adventure spells, boosting a creature +4, very big, you know. Inspiring Veteran, other knights you control get +1/+1. It's kind of like a Basri Solidarity, except you're not putting counters on it, so it doesn't really work with Basri's Lieutenant, but it does make everything bigger, badder, better. Skynet Vanguard, again, it's kind of like the Worthy Knight, except not as expensive, and it is in Mardu, so swing in, you get to create that 1/1 white soldier, except it is tapped and attacking, so in some manners, I guess it's a little bit better than Worthy Knight, but in others, it's a little bit worse. And then last but not least, we have Ember Cleave, the real big benefit from going into Mardu, right? Being able to use this card and equip it to your knights as they're all swinging in and getting that, you know, +1/+1 stats and double strike and trample all at flash speed it's certainly nothing to be sneezed at. Anyways, that's going to pretty much do it for the deck tech wrap up. You know, Knights are always a fun deck, but one of the best things about Knights is the fact that it's a tribal. It's fun to play, and it's competitive, you know? I'm not saying I would take this exact list into ranked. I would probably trim it up some way, somehow, like maybe the Knight's Charge come out, or maybe I lean more into the Knight's Charge and go for the whittle damage and, you know, throw in the Family or Night Order of Midnight like I was saying with Lucky Clover if I was going to stay in Orzhov. Going into Mardu, I probably would throw in Fervent, Embercleave, Tournament Grounds, maybe Inspiring Veteran, you know. Anyways, I think these Knight decks have some real potential to actually mess up the meta a little bit, simply because nobody's playing them. Nobody's expecting to see Knights come out. They're expecting mono red, they're expecting mono green or mono white. So Mardu Knights, Orzhov Knights, Boros Knights even, I think there's a place for them, and I hope to see what you guys and gals think about it. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.